enough of that, I think. We're joined tonight by the charts commentator and music writer, Mr. James Masterton. Thank you very much to James for joining us. A bit of a quiet top five, a little bit of a duvet time, a little bit of a yawn.
It does seem to be, doesn't it? This is the second week running this has happened. We had last week where the top three remained exactly the same, and this week just the one new entry going in big and everybody else jiggling about a bit.
And let's not jiggle in the thong. Let's talk about the kind of trend that perhaps we're seeing, which is this garage pop phenomenon, which is doing really well in the charts. What is the reason behind it? Why do you think it's doing so well?
I think it's because it's very melodic dance music. The fact that all the records that are coming out that fit into this kind of UK garage genre are very melodic, wonderfully tuneful things. So they cover both bases. You've got your dance fans, the people that like to go out to clubs and dance to it, but the people sat at home who just enjoy it as a great pop song are actually buying the records as well.
And this is a perfect example, is Sweet Female Attitude. I mean, they did pretty well. They kind of came out of nowhere almost, didn't they?
Oh, absolutely. And it's great. It's big in the clubs. That's why it was such a big chart hit in the first place. But then everybody else is listening to it and thinking, hang on, this is a great pop record. Let's
talk about sales of going into this Sunday's brand new chart. Mandy Moore, another 16, 12-year-old, 17-year-old teenager from America. How well did she do?
She did okay, as well as could be expected. They haven't done much in the way of promotion of her. She's had a video played a few times, that's about it. Number 6 is good to be going on with. I mean, she's just another bright-eyed, bushy-tailed American teenager making a pop record. There's no sensation there, though, is there?
Yeah, did anyone have a particularly bad weekend? I'm thinking perhaps of Oasis.
Oasis in particular, yes. Straight in at number 4 last week, crashing down to number 17 this week. Perhaps showing that, in fact, their fan base buys the records the minute they come out. And after that, not many other people are doing so.
Kind of collapsed out, didn't it?
Absolutely,
really?
Yeah.
You a fan of Scooch, Paul?
Scooch? Is that a drink, isn't it?
No.
I like that stuff. That's like the disco of the 21st century, isn't it? That's what all the youngsters are buying, that garage stuff. But yeah, I mean, you're right, Oasis's career, it's all over by the shouting. We might as well pack up and go home now.
We're actually talking about Scooch.
Oh, Scooch. What is Scooch?
You just focus.
You hum it and I'll play it.
Well, we've got it playing for you now. A little bit of a visual clue for you, Paul.
Oh,
turn up to rehearsals, even though it's a bank holiday. James, what happened to them?
They did okay. They crawled in just outside the top 10. Bit of a surprise given their last single was a massive top 10 hit. So there's some question about whether they've slotted into the niche of being steps light, whether they're going to be able to make a career of that.
What do you make of the constant kind of remarks from people like Paul that this is all kiddie, pop, pap and we shouldn't pay it any attention?
That's always been the way it's been, and don't you think that's wonderful?
I don't actually think that at all. No, what I was trying to say was...
what you say week after week after week.
There's never been such a wide gap between what's happening in the singles chart and what's happening either in the album charts or in the underground circuit. I mean, out there is millions and millions of fantastic bands making incredible records, but you wouldn't be aware of it unless you spent all day either surfing the net or going to record shops or reading about it. You get no representation of that in the singles chart at all. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just a new situation. We're not used to it. It's quite intimidating.
Should we just move on to a story which doesn't involve Scooch?
Okay.
And we'll get your comments on that.
Well, I'll dance while I'm saying it.
James, thank you very much for being with us.
My pleasure.
I think you're leaving us now, aren't you? Well, thank you for your chart information, and you'll be back very soon to give us more insight into the chart. You're watching